What's up, YouTube? It's your girl Deanie coming back. It seems like every time I come back and make a video, it's like something different. But anyway, I'm now using my channel as my personal, well, of course it's my personal, but as a vlog. And it's my cancer vlog. So, and basically I'm doing it because this is a totally new experience for me. And there are other people out there who are going through what I'm going through, or who have gone through what I'm going through now. And I kind of like, you know, kind of want feedback, and you know, I'm not totally crazy because this is happening. So yeah. So to make a long story short, I just found out I have stage 4 colon cancer. And I found out January 3rd of 2014. Yeah, as the new year rolled in. And what led to the diagnosis was was that I had been having this pain in my stomach for a while, and I just thought it was, you know, the stuff that I was eating. You know, when you get old, you can't, you know, fried foods and fast foods and stuff like that don't necessarily agree with you as they did when you were younger. So I kind of just thought that's what it was. But the pain had started getting worse. But before that, I was at someone who I was kind of close to. She was on this clean eating thing. So I was like, well, let me try that clean, you know, let me try the clean eating, see how I feel, blah, blah, blah. So I asked her for, you know, some tips and advice on, you know, what kind of foods and stuff like that, you know, other than, you know, the normal like salads and stuff like that. And she really helped me out with that, you know, and I appreciated it or whatever. And we would like she would kind of like give me little meals and stuff that she had tried. And so it was cool. And I actually did start feeling better. And so I started feeling better. And I lost a little bit of weight while I was doing it. I could, you know, see that I was losing inches or whatever. But then the pain came back because I kind of fell off the horse a little bit. I was still eating clean, but I was, you know, intermixing my foods. So the pain started coming back. So I went to the ER in August of 2013. They told me that it was probably just gas, and they sent me home with Mylanta. Yeah, I was in the emergency room and they tell me it's gas. So I took that, you know, did what they said. Drink. I was kind of on a liquid diet or whatever. It worked for a little bit, but the pain came back. And the pain, like each time the pain came back, it got worse. So I went to church. Well, you know, a few months on down the line, I'm still having the pain, yes. But you know, I'm living with it, whatever. Because, you know, folks just don't like to go to the doctor. And then the fact that I don't have insurance, that's even worse. So I can't be having a whole bunch of hospital bills. That's the way I was looking at it. So eventually, the pain was worse. It got worse. I ended up going to the emergency room New Year's Day because I was in church New Year's Eve. And I really couldn't enjoy the church service because my stomach was hurting just that bad. And I was like, you know what, I can't. So I asked my best friend, I was like, you know, can you come with me do you feel like going with me to the emergency room? Or whatever. So we were in there for a while. And they did they didn't do any x-rays. They did an ultrasound, yeah. They did an ultrasound of my stomach or whatever. And came back and they told me that my gallbladder was swollen. Now, normally, I know down here, if it's something with your gallbladder, they immediately want to take it out. But then once again, I think it was God, that they didn't keep me then to take my gallbladder out. It was nothing but God, because normally when my sister had the same thing and she ended up having to have her gallbladder taken out and she's fine. So anyway, they sent me home with pain meds and Pepcid, like the Pepcid AC you buy at the drugstore, but it was a higher dosage or whatever. They sent me home with that. Went home. I took the pain meds. I didn't take the Pepcid. I just didn't eat. I just took the pain meds and I kind of like did little foods because I hadn't been able to eat over, the months that I have been having this pain. So, like, anything I ate was just like completely upset my stomach. Thursday came because New Year's Day was a Wednesday. Thursday, I was still in pain and I got really sick. And so Friday, I was like, I'm going back to the emergency room. They are going to find out what's wrong with me. I packed my little bag, my little Victoria's Secrets bag that I got for my birthday. I packed that up because I was not leaving that hospital until they found out exactly what was wrong with me. So, get to the emergency room on Friday. My best friend once again came with me. And she stayed with me. I was in the ER forever waiting. I'm in excruciating pain and I'm like 2 seconds from going ham up in there because that's how bad I was hurting. But eventually they called me to the back. They ask you what's going on. I had to, tell them a whole bunch of times, every channel you go through in the emergency room, you have to tell them what's wrong, blah, blah, blah. So finally get to the back, told the doctor what was wrong. They ordered a CAT scan. And from the CAT scan, they came back and they found out what the problem was. They found a mass on my colon. I would show y'all the pictures, but I don't have them down here with me. And it's kind of gross. But if you want to see the pictures, I'll show y'all. But anyway, they found a mass on my colon, and it's about that big, maybe. It's huge. It was about the size of an orange. And not only was it just that, it had spread. I had other masses on my colon, but my colon isn't fully blocked. And it spread to other parts of my GI, and I have masses on my liver. So that is how I ended up having stage 4 cancer. Stage 4 colon cancer. And when they told me that they thought it was cancer, I looked at them like, okay, stop playing. I don't have cancer. You got to come up with another diagnosis because that is not it. And he was like, yeah, it's cancer. We think it's cancer. We're going to order your colonoscopy for Monday. We're keeping you overnight. We're keeping you. And I was like, okay, well, then if you think it's cancer, then let's get this ball rolling because I don't want this up inside of me. Let's get it on out. And my best friend, bless her heart, she just bust out crying. Like, she took the news harder than I did. Which is funny. So, I stayed in the hospital for a little over 10 days. And during my stay, I got my colonoscopy done. the test came back, and all the tumors, all the masses that I have are malignant. So it was confirmed that it was cancer, because I wasn't claiming that it was cancer until I got back my colonoscopy results. Regardless of what they saw, I wasn't claiming it. And so that, I got my colonoscopy on Monday. That Wednesday, I got the results back. That Thursday, I had to get surgery for them to insert my port, for them to start my chemo. And my port is, can't see it, but it's right here. It's an ugly scar, but I'm still here. So they did the port, started chemo immediately Friday, and I was on that for 3 days. So I was stuck in my room, in my hospital room, for 3 days. The only place I could go was from my bed to the bathroom and to the little chair over in the corner. So my hospital stay, it was a bittersweet moment for me staying in the hospital, because, you know, I'm glad we found out exactly what was wrong and what was causing my pain for all these months. But I was just like, once I found out and they got the ball rolling, I was ready to go home. Like, can I just do this from home? So, yeah, that's basically my story in a nutshell. So with the chemo, I'm doing pretty good. They initially told me, when they first told me, you know, that they gave me a choice to either start chemo first or have surgery to remove the original mass. And the way my doctor explained removing the original mass where the cancer started, it scared the bejesus out of me, because it was like, okay, you do the surgery, we run the risk of it bursting, and then you have cancer all over your body. So that right there was a and then having to wait for that to heal, I would miss my window for chemo. So I was like, bump that, I'm doing chemo. You know I've heard chemo was hard, but at the same time, I would rather do that than have something spread in my body and make it worse and possibly kill me. I'm only 32, so it's not my time. If it was, Jesus would have taken me a long time ago. But yeah, I opted for chemo. And luckily for me, the chemo hasn't been too bad. I have been tired. My first round of chemo was a breeze. I didn't have any side effects. My second round of chemo, they have me on 5-FU and oxyplatin or something like that. I can never get that name right. And it's kind of a low dose because of my liver. Because the chemo drugs could, if they gave me the full dose like they originally wanted to, it would damage my liver more. So, but even with the low dose, I'm still having like weird side effects. So I have a severe cold sensitivity. Like if I go outside, my fingers immediately get numb, and it's like someone's sticking pins in my fingers. I can't eat or drink anything cold. When I drink cold, if I do drink something cold, even room temperature stuff, it feels like I'm swallowing shards of glass, and that's not comfortable. Because of my malfunctioning liver, my bilirubin is kind of, well, and that's going down, but before it was higher, and it was causing me to itch severely. So they gave me medication for that, and some good old peppermint oil is what I rub on my skin to keep the itching down. See, I'm scratching now. But anyway, but yeah, the cold sensitivity, the fatigue. My room is upstairs, so like going upstairs is exhausting. especially when I'm on chemo. And I still have to do, might as well say the 3 days of chemo, because I go into the office on Monday. I do 2 hours there, and then I take home a pack. So that goes home with me. I take home my chemo and go back on Wednesday to have them remove it. But that's basically my story in a nutshell. So I have rambled for a whole 16 minutes. So I'm gonna end my story here and hopefully get feedback from other people who are going through this. I still have my hair. Anyway, I just want to know, like, if anyone else has the same side effects or whatever, and how you deal with it, and what else should I expect while going through my cancer journey. I'll see you guys on the flip side. Bye.